Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Bill Maher stuns his own audience by allowing Stephen A. Smith to run his mouth on his show. And what did Stephen A. Smith do? Say the most obvious things known to mankind, but some of the things will shock you. The things that are coming out of Stephen A. Smith's mouth are hilarious. And it's wonderful to see Democrats finally waking up to the realization that they're all full of and they're finding it out day by day by even allowing sports announcers to come on their show and say the most jaw-dropping things to come out of their mouth. Now, I just did a poll on my YouTube asking who is more annoying, Bill Maher or Stephen A. Smith, and 100%. Oh, now it's changed. Stephen A. Smith is up 67%, and Bill Maher is crawling back with 33%. We'll get down to the end of the show to see who's the most annoying. Who's more annoying to you, Bill Maher, or Stephen A. frickin' Smith? Welcome to the show.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go, Laken, let the world
trust the government.
She sent in a little video for us. Oh. Here she is.
Hey, in spite of everything you've heard, and let me just make sure you all know that it's actually me. Say it's me.
Anti-woke.
Anti-woke?
suck on this, Biden.
Would we the all of our
Folks stepping on them. That's black.
I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition.
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid.
Begging for our enemies to penetrate.
Trump incited an erection.
COVID-19 heel for checkup.
Cis-het white males.
Yeah, and so
Oh, I hate those.
Even I won't buy bacon anymore. It's too expensive.
And then punches him in the chest.
Why did your friend Jim Cohn...
What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Having a fantastic morning. Good morning, Disco. Good morning, Matt. I hope you're having a great day. Stephen A. Smith, Stephanie A. Smith, making comments on Bill Maher's audience and listening. I think it's not necessarily the comments of Stephen A. Smith or Bill Maher in this conversation. It's more important to listen to the audience. The fact that the audience is clapping some of these ideas that we and the right have been saying for years on end, they're finally coming around to some of these things, is absolutely insane. Even Bill Maher is a little pissed. Great spelling, Derek. What's up, Mad? Chameleon. Bill Maher perplexed by sports announcer outperforming him on his own show, saying, "Remind me to never book him again." Okay, this is my show. I'm Bill Maher. Okay? Thank you. But listen to this. I mean, this video is absolutely hysterical. This is the best clip from Bill Maher and Stephen A. Smith and Khanna going at it back and forth. I love Stephen A. Smith because he always states the obvious. Now, let me just tell you something. I'm going to tell you the truth. All these idiots around me aren't telling the truth. Stephen A. Smith, isn't he the black guy? Yes, he is the black guy. Okay, here's Bill Maher.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal. Let me tell you how it is.
Here's the deal. The man was impeached twice.
Yes.
He was convicted on 34 felony counts.
Preach, brother.
And the American people still said, he's closer to normal than what we see.
Exactly.
Left. That's what they're saying. He's closer to normal. Why? Because something that pertains, when you talk about the transgender community, for example, and you're talking about the issues that pertain to less than 1% of the population, the Democratic Party came across as if that was a priority more so than the other issues. And so he comes into office. Now you're talking about childbirth, citizenship, and what have you. He knows that's not going to pass the mustard, but he knows that he made that promise. So when he shows up week one on Capitol Hill and he says, this is what we're going to do through an executive order, even though it's going to be shot down through the courts and what have you, he's saying, I kept my promise. A lot of other things that he's going to point to that he's going to try to do. I kept my promise. Then you turn around and you look at the left and you say, what promises did you keep?
Okay.
Now, you might know the answer to that. I'm certainly not questioning your knowledge about that at all. What I'm saying is what resonated with the voter. What voter out there can look at the Democratic Party at this moment in time and say, there's a voice for us, somebody that speaks for us, that goes up on Capitol Hill and fights the fights that we want them fighting on our behalf. They didn't do that. And that's why their behinds are home. And that man is back into the White House. And they want to sit up there and talk. You look at the networks right now, they're talking about him. Look at it. This is the latest. Look at him. Here he goes again. Well, you know what here he goes again means?
Tell me.
He's doing what he said he was going to do. He promised you he was going to do these things, and he walked into office week 1, and that's exactly what he's doing. And he's saying, y'all do something about it. And when you try to do something about it, he's going to say, look at them now. Now they're concerned about these issues.
Quit
Were they
pointing at
talking
me.
about that during the campaign? Hell no. That's really it.
Yeah.
Well,
Stunned. Obviously. Yes, this is true. Yes. Donald Trump, promises made, promises kept.
So let's talk about the
I think
border.
that's like one of the most insane points. And the thing that I've been most excited about is seeing Donald Trump actually making these promises and then keeping these promises. I thought, like most politicians, he would just get in office and not do as much. But this time, the second time around, knowing that he's probably not going to run again unless we have King Trump. We'll see. But if he doesn't run again, this is his last chance. This is his last chance to fix everything in America. And he doesn't care anymore. He doesn't care about the poll numbers. He is just like going in. He's not trying to appease media anymore. He's just going in and he's fixing the things that everyone has asked him to fix 100 times. We want our immigration crap fixed now. And he went out and did it. He's doing it. He's actually putting the military at the border. I've always said, I don't take any candidate seriously at their desire to clean up the border or clean up our immigration until we put the military at the border. If we have the cartel running just operations out at our border and we have like a weak border security who isn't even allowed to enforce the things that they're supposed to enforce, then what is the point of even having a border security? Our border is a joke. And now that the Marines are down there, shout out to the Marines. They're actually going to get stuff done. And it's awesome to see. No, we don't want normal. We want real change. And the government says disco puss. Yes, exactly. I think that is normal, though. Having common sense, having the obvious things fixed first. Drill, baby, drill. And a good, free, open economy that makes you feel free, makes you feel like there's not a ton of red tape everywhere you go to start a business. You should feel more free and excited to start a business and start new things in life than any other country in the world. And the fact that we seem to be regressing in the opposite direction is why Donald Trump won. People are sick of it. We're sick of politician talk. We're sick of the constant wars. We're sick of like everything that was been shoved down our throats. We're sick of feeling unsafe. He's one of the guys that thinks he takes a stern enough tone that everything he says becomes true. Very annoying. Dith, I completely agree with you. That is my gripe about Stephen A. Smith is he's one of those kind of guys that if you disagree with him, he's like, oh, brother, then you ain't speaking common sense. Then you apparently, if you have a different opinion than me, you ain't understanding me. You don't know who I am. I'm Stephen A. Smith. Trump is given the jib and he's going to do the job. Yeah. Convert Greenland into Orange Land. That's what we need. But I love that Stephen A. Smith is even coming on here to talk about these sort of things. And not only that, okay, we could just also talk about this Lincoln-Riley Act. And Stephen A. Smith goes on to talk about migration and immigration and illegal immigration. And he's saying the things that we've all been saying, but it's refreshing to hear even somebody who is one of these people that's like, I'm always going to vote Democrat, even though I speak sense. So just keep aware of that. Stephen A. Smith is one of those kind of guys that is going to start to speak sense or start to sound like he's right-wing or sound like he's in the middle. He's always going to vote Democrat. He's Democrat until he dies kind of person. Even if he has these point of views. It's so ridiculous. He's still stuck in the cage of like, I can only vote this one way. Matt Jamilian says Trump is doing the bare minimum. But it feels like extraordinary because like how dog shit the last 4 years have been. 100%, man. Dude, Donald Trump did a rendition last night saying that he is picking up the phone for world leaders. And Biden before would say that he would call back world leaders like months, like you'll have to schedule a call out with Biden like 2 months in advance, and then he never calls. So the fact that Donald Trump is going to all these places, still having conversations with people, still getting stuff down, still being alive, it makes people feel like hopeful, like things can actually happen. Government gives us your money for our protection. Cartel gives us money for our protection. Yeah. At least cartels do not dictate what you can do and not do with your own property. Well, Mansa, speak to the farmers in Texas on the border. Ask them what they think about the cartel's willingness to do whatever they want on their own property. But here we go with this clip when it comes to illegal immigration as well. This clip right here is fantastic. Listen to this. This is a very engaging topic.
Okay, so let's talk about the border one. Okay. Because ICE is now detaining people. This has a lot of people concerned. The Laken-Riley Act, I'm sure you voted on that. I think you voted no. Okay, but it did.
Which is insane. This guy voted no for the Laken-Riley Act, which is if you commit a crime, especially a very violent crime, you're going to be deported. And Democrats said, no, we want those people in America. It's unfair to deport you, even though you've A, committed a crime illegally coming to this country, and B, then, killed somebody, raped somebody, or did horrible things to somebody, or stole a bunch of property, whatever. And we want to keep those type of people. If you come in here illegally, that should be your golden ticket moment. If you've come in here and you've been given the pass to enjoy the riches of America, you should be thankful. And instead of continuing your lifestyle of illegal activities, you should immediately stop that and change your tone. We don't want those type of people in America, period. I don't care. I don't care if you've had the saddest story of all. If you come into America and your first desire is to just constantly commit illegal crimes, get out. God, you're not welcome here. I just love that he calls him to his face.
Okay, so let's talk about the border one. Okay. Because ICE is now detaining people. This has a lot of people
deporting
concerned.
people.
The Laken-Riley Act, I'm sure you voted on that. I think you voted no. Okay, but it did pass with 46 Democrats in the House voted for it. In the Senate, it passed 64 to 35, so I think about 12 Democrats there. This is a law that says that ICE can detain any illegal who is charged, arrested, or convicted of a crime. Not merely an accusation, so don't get excited, Karens. Has to be charged, arrested, or convicted.
We need Karens.
Now, Ruben Gallego, who we've had on the show a number of times, and I think has bigger ambitions, that he's now the senator from Arizona, he voted for it. He said, I'm bringing the perspective of working-class Latinos from Arizona. That perspective, I think, has been missing. And he talks about people who are largely out of touch with where your average Latino is. It sounds like he's calling out people like you who voted no.
I like Ruben. There are a lot of Latino. I do. I think he ran a hell of a race. But there are a lot of Latino leaders who also voted no. Here's the basic thing in this country. If you're convicted of a sex offense, of a violent offense, absolutely, you should be deported. But if you're just arrested, we are a country which we have due process, and you should have a trial. I think that's a reasonable position. I think most people can agree also that, yes, let's deport convicted felons, convicted criminals, but let's not deport.
But we weren't deporting convicted felons or convicted criminals. We weren't doing it. So you got to catch them in their lies. Wes says the government is not allowing individuals to protect their own property, so why not just ask the government what you're allowed to do? Excuse me, daddy government. Cartels just want to use a portion of your property. Exactly. Yeah, if cartels want to come in and shoot at you at your own home, Mansa West says it's totally fine as long as they use a portion. Yeah, I agree with you, but I also don't agree with you. Ed Wild says if you hurt someone, you should go to jail. When you get out, you're deported 100%. That's just, it's really that hard? Is it really that hard to deport these people that are criminals?
Convicted felons, convicted criminals, but let's not deport our nannies and students or dental hygienists who've been living here for years and have kids.
I love that these like rich people, they're always so quick to point out like what their own illegal immigrants do for them. They're always like, let's not deport our nannies. Let's not deport our landscapers. You're like, well, those two jobs are very specific for you, huh? Is that what you use them for? Is that what you use your illegal citizens for? Your illegal aliens? I can only afford a nanny and landscapers at the moment. But the richer I get, playing the stock market and having an inside scoop on what to buy before it explodes up in the stock market, then my portfolio of legal immigrants working for me will change. All right.
In communities, we can have a common sense position on this.
We can have a common sense. And here's where Stephen A. Smith is, because Rohana just set up a T-ball shot, a common sense perspective. And here's where Stephen A. Smith comes in, and it states the most obvious point known to mankind. You've already committed a crime coming here. Go.
That makes a lot of sense, but there's a flip side.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example,
talk to me,
if
Daddy.
I remember correctly, based on my research, in Sacramento in 2023, there was a law passed in terms of empowering the governor of California to really force the environmentalists and the courts to move quickly, 270 days, if I remember correctly, something along those lines. Why do I bring something like that up with a subject like this?
Talk to me, Daddy.
Because here in your state,
hallelujah,
they can drag their feet and prolong certain things.
Yes.
And as a result of that, things don't get done nearly as fast as they should. When we're talking about immigration and we're talking about immigrants who may be criminals, you're talking about them being arrested.
Yes.
Let's have due process. But if it takes too damn long to address it, that pisses people off. That's one of the problems that exist in this country. You're looking at stuff and you're like, okay, you arrested him. Was he in jail? All right, you let him out. Recidivism is an issue in this country. You let somebody, you arrest them, you're letting them out the same day, stuff like that. You got law enforcement officials that are getting discouraged because they're looking at it and they're saying, wait a minute, why are we out here risking our life and taking care of this stuff when y'all are just letting people out? You got to handle business. And a lot of times we hear about the red tape and all of that stuff, and you're talking about a candidate right now who's not president to be the president of the United States now. He's sitting up there and he's talking about expediting the process at every turn. Let's just get stuff done. Let's just get it done. Now, I don't know if I trust that. I don't blame you for not trusting it. But we have to understand the American people are saying, you know what, enough's enough. We've tried it that way. We've been doing it that way for decades. We sick of y'all. Let's wait. Let's go through the process. Let's arrest somebody. Let's let them out. Let's put them back out on the streets. Oh, let's make sure they have due process. You think somebody wants to hear about due process with somebody that's in this country illegally? They want to hear that?
No.
You in the country illegally. Hell with your process. You got the audacity to admit a crime after you got here illegally? We ain't trying to hear that. Nobody's trying to hear that. So they're saying, wait a minute, what are you going to do about it?
I ain't trying to hear that.
Common sense.
Wow, they are clapping. That's a California crowd clapping. They're tired of the crimes. Man, so Wes, cartels are just businesses, and more than likely you can peacefully negotiate with them. Do not believe all the propaganda. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I agree. In fact, I usually go down to my local center and talk with the Bloods and Crips about business opportunities all the time. I'm always like, hey, I have a great opportunity for you guys. And they're like, how about we give you the opportunity and you say yes or no, but if you say no, we kill you. Doesn't that sound like a great business opportunity? Wes, I'm not giving cartels the benefit of the doubt. I'm not giving them the same reason I don't give Pfizer the benefit of the doubt. I don't give cartels the benefit of the doubt. Sure. There might be some nice cartel members. There might be some, some like, we're the tiny, cute cartel industries. But no way, dude. Have you seen some of the stories that come out of there? Even if it's just one cartel who's violent, get them all out. Come on, brother. Come on, dog. Come on. You're telling me that if you were on the border of Texas, that you would be okay with cartels running through your property? Come on, dude. Or your grandfather owned a farm at the border, and they were running back and forth with drugs and guns running across your border, and you're like, yeah, Handle your business, queens. Handle your business, kings and queens. Handle your business. Go ahead about your business. Who am I to judge? Yeah, if you kill somebody on my property, just make sure you bury them. I don't want to see that body. Disco says, yeah, I really don't care about due process for crimes. Just get the hell out and come back. It is a very unfortunate precedent that it has gone to that point because our society is so blooded with terrible laws and DAs that willy-nilly prosecute whoever they want. We took out the dude's family, but hear him out. Yeah, exactly. I certainly don't want to pay for the life in prison. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to pay for these. I don't want these people in our country. Okay? If I was king and somebody came across the border illegally and then immediately started committing more crimes, get out. I am the sovereign king. Bow before me. The left radicalized the majority of the country by making our border a welcome mat. They played themselves. Yes. Your government is just a gang that happens to have a huge military behind it. Yes, but it's our gang. Okay? Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I totally agree with you. That they have a monopoly for violence, but they're our monopoly. You know, like sometimes you have to choose a side in life when you're in the middle of it. And if you're gonna choose, you can't choose no side at this point. You can't just be like, I'll just stay in the middle. It's either you either get them out or keep them in, and I don't trust them. Okay, I don't trust them. They had their time. They can use a portion of your land for free, no problem. Hey man, you're a good dude. But you know, with people like that, people that like to take an inch, sometimes like to take a mile. So when they come in, they have their way with your wife. Let me know. In fact, we should train and compensate our border landowner for extra security if they are willing. I totally agree. I think, like, if I was a landowner, I would allow the Marines to walk across my line, my land before I would allow the cartel. The cartel is more of a wild card than our U.S. government in my eyes, at least for now. Government has checks, but this, Wes, I totally understand what you're saying, man, and I agree. But I also have to think a little bit for myself. And when I think about myself, who do I trust more? I'm not trusting the cartels. I'm just not. There's no laws that dictate what they do or not with my land. A fee is not for free. I thought you said free. Okay. Well, what if that fee changes to, how about you just do what we say? And if you don't, we'll kill you. How about that fee just changes? Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to church. You guys should go to church as well. Go get some goodness in your life. Go look after somebody. Make a difference in somebody's life today. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you guys don't mind dropping a like, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. It would mean a lot to me dropping a like and putting a comment below. I've been reading your comments, and it's meant a lot. You heard No, okay, Wes, I'm not saying I trust the government. Okay, I'm not saying I trust it. I'm just saying I trust it a little more than the cartel. All right, that's it. And you might disagree with me, and that's fine. Maybe you've had worse experiences with our government than me. But I don't. Yes, our government and the cartel wasn't dictating whether I wore a mask or not, or took a vaccine or not. That's true. You got it. And they can be very violent. Okay, I totally agree. The ATF, I want to disband all of that stuff. But at this moment, I'm not going to back the cartel. I'm just not. That's just not. Maybe it's not. And maybe things will change for me in the future. Who knows? But thank you guys for being here. Have a wonderful day. Peace out, guys. Hey, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Mad Chameleon. $10 my cartel fee for $10. Yeah, welcome to the Ginger Cartel. Okay.